everyone, I am Dee Dweller and we are back with more Stranded Alien Dawn, continuing our Rags to Riches playthrough for the family empire that we are trying to build. And I have a few goals for this video, but we'll get into what those goals are once we load up the game. Here we are in our settlement. The first thing I really wanted to do was build up our combat and construction skills because those are two areas where we are very much lacking. After taming the two dogs in the previous video, I thought it would behoove us to train those dogs up to level 5 where they can be commanded because we could definitely use the help when it comes to combat. I'm going to go ahead and bring Krista over here since she is our most skilled person when it comes to the farming slash taming skill. So we're gonna have her train Greenie, and we are experiencing our first dust storm on this playthrough. I guess I should go ahead and point out we are currently on day 15 and the dust storms tend to be kind of loud, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit our audio just to be safe. And we have Krista doing the taming or the training, I guess, for Greenie. We just need her to also do some training for Red as well, and I believe that it's like once per day they can train, so it's not something we're going to be able to do back to back, but we do need to be mindful to do it each day. Other things we could be doing right now is constructing this hot air balloon so we can go check out some of those expedition opportunities that we've had popping up in our notifications on the far right side of screen. We're first gonna need a lot more fabrics, so we're gonna have to queue ourselves up to do some harvesting when and where we can. If we can't find it locally grown, wildly grown, we are of course going to need to plant it. So that's always an option too. So I suppose that's something I'm gonna need Krista to do. And it's interesting that she wasn't taming Red. I wonder if that means Red was already tamed already so quickly. Trained, okay, cannot be trained for another 11 hours. So this is what we were talking about earlier as far as like not being able to do it back to back. But now this frees her up to do a little bit of planting for us, which we desperately need. I am starting to think that Krista is the MVP of this gameplay so far, because not only is she our builder, she's the only one with construction skills and she's a level 2, which is not saying much, but she's also our farmer with a level 3 farming, the only one with a skill level high enough to plant cloth blossom and to domesticate our animals. And she is intellect 7 and gets those breakthroughs for us on our research queue. So really Krista has been proving herself to be the most valuable character in this playthrough, in this run. That's kind of nuts, really, because she has like decreased movement speed as well, so she's not going to be my first pick when it comes to hoofing it across the map because she's going to be a lot slower, but we haven't really needed her for that at all. If anybody should have more than their fair share of the stake in this settlement, so far it seems to be Krista. Her and Katina are improving the relationship steadily. Last time we looked, it was like a +10, and now it's a +46. So Krista and Katina are bonding really well, but of course Paulette is just further making enemies of her two sisters, which we definitely saw that one coming just by reading the bios. She absolutely does not want to be here, and if I thought that there was any chance of like friendly fire between characters in this game, giving her the most efficient weapon might not have been ideal, but since I don't think we have any kind of like friendly fire in that sense in this game, we are fine with arming her up and making her our MP, our military police for this outpost. But in other circumstances, then we might have to think twice about that. And food-wise, we are still sitting on 33 emergency rations, which is great. Plus we have the grain porridge that Katina has been cooking up for us. We're making the food last. It's really stretching far, and that's great because we haven't really had to struggle to feed anybody. The only person who's ever notified us that they were like starving is the dogs, and so I do have to be mindful to keep the trough filled, and that seems to be an ongoing struggle because we don't have enough resources, and the resources that we need for this are specifically dried meat or red meat, but not raw and sick meat because of the 25% chance of food poisoning. But that said, we do need to to generate some food, so we gotta find something that can be butchered for the sake of feeding our dogs. We have some dromedas like just hanging out, kind of a little nest of dromeda hanging out here, which means we have all this manure here. I'm gonna go ahead and select it and mark it for use. That way we can use it for crafting. I promised I wasn't gonna starve our dogs out, and we are absolutely not going to. This will work. We will butcher this. Somebody's gonna have to wake up. Who has the most rest? Krista is the most rested at this point, but Katina has the highest stats in general overall, so that's gonna give her probably the best chance of like avoiding a meltdown. I'm gonna kind of park it right here to make sure that she actually brings the food back after she butchers it. I've had some issues with him not wanting to handle the meat after doing the butchering, so we're gonna keep an eye on her to make sure that she takes care of that. And she did, so kudos to Katina for actually handling the meats and transporting it. We're gonna draft her and then undraft her just so I can have her bring the food directly to the trough for the dogs. And Katina is at a risk of meltdown. That is the sacrifice or the consequence of having woken her up in the middle of the night. What are we currently researching? Wooden fortifications, and then we've got ourselves antibiotics, pickling, and spaceship deconstruction queued up. I do think we need to make some adjustments to our defenses because, as we've discovered before, we are capable of aggroing mobs to this side of the camp. So what I'm going to try to do is layer up our traps on this side so that when we do aggro them over here, we have more opportunities to trap them here so that they're not coming through this fence. And I'm gonna do the same thing with, I'm gonna like go all in on this idea that I can aggro them to this side by bringing these here as well. If they're coming around this side, I want them to catch on this side. Speaking of catching, we did catch ourselves a dromeda, which has unfortunately walked into our trap. And now because that's happened, we're gonna have to, well, we don't have to, but we are gonna take advantage of this opportunity to butcher it and dry out some dromeda meat. And having earned more money, I would like for us to make another job post offer because nobody responded to the previous post. So we're going to post another job offer, and it's going to give us 5 days for candidates to reach out. If they don't, then the job offer expires and we'll have to try again. But I really do, like, those are goals, right? We want to increase our construction and our combat capabilities, and part of that's going to be training the dogs. And we're going to try a little morbid recommendation that I'd received from you guys all in the comments and see if that works out for us, and we'll get back to that in just a minute. But we also wanted to, and by we I mean me, I wanted to put out a job post and get us some help so that we can have somebody that's going to focus on hunting and handling. So those are my goals. I want to hire help, and I want to increase combat and construction capabilities. That said, nobody butchered this dromeda despite me asking. Katina was on it. She didn't hesitate, so we'll see what Krista does. Krista also just was like, no, she just abandoned the job midway, so that's something else to keep in mind that we seem to have an issue with them doing. It is a new day, so I would like, despite the fact that Krista is constructing, I would like her to train the dogs again. And I'm gonna go ahead and slow down our 3-speed to a 1-speed just because this aggressive animal icon has popped up on screen. And when I get those notifications, I like to slow down the play speed and make a plan. So we have ourselves the small ones, the large ones, and the red ones that explode. 17 in total, which isn't a lot, but holy smokes, pause the game because there's another notification here that I think is certainly worth checking out. We have a pregnant animal. Our boxer Red is pregnant, and now I'm really nervous about this animal attack because if they kill my dog, I'm going to be furious. So hopefully that's not gonna happen. I hadn't even really looked at the genders of these dogs when we had tamed them. So Red is female and Greenie is male. So it looks like we have set ourselves up for a litter of puppies. We really need that hunter at this point to make sure that the dogs do stay fed. I'm really hoping somebody with the right skills is gonna respond to that job posting because we're about to grow our family. Okay, that in mind. She's crafting and that's great, but I want these traps moved. So I'm gonna bring her over here to do that. I still want the dogs to get their training in. I'm not gonna interrupt that. So Krista's gonna continue training and Katina is scavenging. Is that really what I want her doing right now. At least she's in this direction, and the aggressive animals are the opposite. So bringing her in isn't going to be an issue. Let's have Katina help with moving these traps. I interrupted Paulette while she was crafting spears. We don't have any spears ready, so we're not gonna be able to arm them, but at least they all have ranged weapons, so they should be able to shoot just fine. We just gotta make sure that the traps make it all the way over here, which is currently what I have these two sisters doing. Hopefully the hides that we're drying out on the drying rack as well are gonna help us with our balloon construction, so that's something else that we have in progress. What is going on here? Oil press, that's right, at least we have this sorted out. So despite the fact that I am trying to prepare us for an animal attack, I do want to add this to our setup because this will allow us to actually use that insect meat and to turn it into a resource. So we're going to try and do that. These traps need to be armed. So let's send Krista out here to arm these. We do have a new weapon, the spear. Paulette was able to complete that task. So let's have her equip it. Here comes our animal attack after all. So Krista is right here. We're going to bring her inside, and I'll bring her all the way inside. And then Paulette is equipping, and Katina, I'm not sure where she is, but we're going to bring her over here. And then Paulette, I'm going to bring you, let's bring you around as well. So this way, hopefully they will aggro all of the scarabee to go all the way around base. And where is Katina? How did she get so far away? She is going to throw off our aggro direction, I think, because she is just like in such the wrong direction. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. They are coming in. The dogs are running, which is exactly what I want the dogs to do. I do not want. And this one is chasing my dog. Hold on. Is this one chasing my dog? Where are my dogs? I need to know. I think it is. I think this, okay, it turned back. Okay, good. Now that that is visibly checked and I feel good about it, I think they're doing good. Let's bring her back so she can keep shooting. We do have them breaking through the fence. I kind of want to aggro. I wanted them to hit these traps out this way, but unfortunately they broke through the fence before we could do that with them. And now we're just back to our crude style kill circle, which is what we're just gonna have to deal with here. These ladies are still shooting, so that's great. We'll undraft Katina and she'll do some healing, and we can undraft Paulette as well. I think she also needs to heal, and I believe she was also capable of healing. So we're gonna let her heal herself, and Katina, when she's done healing herself, can work on Krista. 2 devices are damaged. Krista will repair those as soon as she is healed, because that is her #1 priority, is construction. So I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that long term. She'll get around to it, and that will improve her construction skill. But the other thing we were talking about when it comes to improving construction skills that was recommended to me in the comments, and which cost us 0 resources, is to actually build ourselves graves. So if we build ourselves a graveyard, it's gonna create kind of a little morbid type of mood, but it might also be pretty cool, especially if we can make it look cool. And I don't know exactly what statues we have to build, just dogs right now. So maybe we'll build some dog statues around the graves. Not that we're burying our dogs there. I'm not speaking that into being. I'm not manifesting that we kill and bury our dogs. That's not what I'm saying. I just want to build us an aesthetic graveyard, if you will. I think if we're going to build our house here and our farm is here, maybe our graveyard can be kind of out here around this sort of stone formation. We're not going to be able to build it up on the rocks, but maybe we can back it up to the rocks. So I'm thinking we'll build 1, 2, 3 to start with. Go into housing, go into flooring, and let's build ourselves a little stone sort of a shore like that. That's fine. And we'll put the stairs on this end. And then once we have that built, perhaps we could add ourselves some statues. We really haven't researched like really anything. The only way this statue is going to fit here is if we do it this way. So we'll do it that way, and we'll start like that. And maybe even we'll come back in here and farm some glitter caps around them. That'd be nice because they're gonna glow, right? That'll be pretty. Let's go back into farming, crops, glitter caps, and one more time, we'll make this look really aesthetic. It's gonna be pretty, but also it's gonna help with her construction skills because look, these are already purple because they don't require us to add any kind of resources to it. So that should be something that she can build rather quickly, but I mean, she already has all of this to repair. A shooting star, that's not something we're gonna be able to do anything about right now because again, we're still deficient in crafting materials for our hot air balloon. Krista is idling, but it might be that part of the day where their schedule allows them to idle, so I'm not going to freak out about that. They do have some idle time here at 6 and 1900, and it is 3 o'clock in the morning. She should be sleeping. She is fully rested. Maybe she should try some target practice. Gonna get up those combat skills. That's the other part of our goals. We got 3 goals. Construction's just one of them. We also want to increase their combat capability, and we need that helping hand. So fingers crossed on that job posting we posted. Look at how the lake looks on a hazy, dusty morning at like sunrise with all the red. This is just beautiful. It's just stunning. It really gives pause, you know, like you would stop to look at this. I would spend some time out here if I lived here, just catching the sunset with like a morning cup of coffee or something. And I do think that as a graveyard over here, this is gonna be kind of pretty. And I'm gonna make sure to give credit to the person who recommended it because they came up with this idea, not me. I'm just taking advantage of the recommendation. And if you have recommendations for me, leave those down in the comments because I always do try my best to read every comment. And if you give me some good advice, I do my best to actually use that advice. I'm trying, folks, I'm trying. I know that a lot of you have made a lot of comments about my defensive structures and how I should be creating like mazes and such. And I think with better construction capabilities, we'll get there, especially when we build a more permanent settlement or not. Maybe we'll try another method since the tried and true maze is just that. It's tried and true, and we've seen it done on several channels in several playthroughs, and we know it works. But maybe there's something else we haven't tried yet. Paulette is currently crafting, and that's great. I would love for her to work on her farming skill because like I said in the beginning, realistically, all 3 ladies should be farming because this is a trade outpost. We're gonna need to do a lot of farming. So we're gonna have to up those skills for all 3, not just Krista. She can't be the only MVP in a group this small. They all have to be spectacular. Katina is butchering all of this insect meat for us, and Krista is constructing. I'm gonna interrupt her repair job right now just to build this oil press for us. That way we can start using the meats that Katina is harvesting. I don't want to use up all our storage on insect meat, which is not the most valuable resource. I would like to turn that into something a little bit more useful. Okay. And you know what? We haven't researched or observed the Dramata. We haven't observed the Takatakas. We haven't observed really any of these animal species. That's why the only option for our little mausoleum statue was the dog itself. And it is 106 degrees outside for them right now. It is currently a heat wave. We gotta keep a close eye on Paulette because I think, yeah, her heat tolerance is everything below 98 degrees. She should technically probably sleep right now just because she is way out of her depth as far as light heat tolerance goes, and I don't want her having a heat stroke and fainting, so we're gonna stick her inside for the time being. Krista is constructing and the oil press is complete, so let's go ahead and queue ourselves up to make animal fats out of raw insect meat, and we're just gonna set that to forever, mainly because I don't really see us using insect meat for anything else. So if we have it in storage, then we want to use it for this. Look at the progress that Krista has made on our graveyard. It looks like she's gotten quite a lot done so far. Tomorrow, I do think I'm going to bring Katina out here to plant some glitter caps and light this up because I think it's going to be really pretty. Oh, but that said, before Krista goes to sleep, I'm going to go ahead. Train red requires farming 4. How about that? The farming skill requirement increases with the training level. So it looks like red is currently at a training level 3, which now requires level 4 to train them any higher. So I did not know that. Now I do. We're going to have to do something about that. And Krista is constructing the hot air balloon, which means we had enough fabrics, which means I can unpause this queue for animal fats and the oil press, which is great news. And Krista has reached construction 3. We're getting there. We are definitely getting that construction skill up, which is terrific news. I wonder if it's possible to upgrade this material. So wooden fence, reconstruct as, yes, so we do have the opportunity to reconstruct this. So we're gonna go ahead and reconstruct it as a pole fence. Reconstruct this as a pole fence door. Then we're gonna select the rest of our fence over here and do the same. So our internal fence at the very least is going to get upgraded, which is good news because now we have the skill to do that. Katina is having a sad wander meltdown though, which is so unfortunate, but also one of the less, well, during a toxic ash storm, that is kind of a dangerous meltdown to have because she is exposing herself to toxic ash, which is giving her a shortness of breath. And the other two are also laying down to sleep and recovering from that. I think physical 0, physical 3, physical 2. I'm gonna ask Paulette to try and knock out Katina so that she can carry her back to sleep. Mainly so that they're not all suffering from this toxic ash inhalation. No way, Katina knocked out Paulette. That is the opposite of what I wanted to happen. I really thought for sure Paulette would win that because Katina has a level 2 physical and Paulette has a level 3, but that did not go how I planned it. Thanks a lot, Katina. And now she's gonna wander off to sleep like nothing happened. What a piece of work. And now they're all gonna need to sleep because they've been up all night. Their sleep has been interrupted the entire time. Krista is bringing in Paulette, and then I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna put her to sleep as well once she's done, I guess, rescuing her least favorite sister. All right, so all 3 girls back to sleep and suffering hypothermia because why not? Why not also suffer hypothermia? Have her refuel and then go back to sleep. It is 46 degrees out and 51 under the roof, so they should be a little better off. Paulette's gonna get a bite to eat, which is fine because her stats are way too high for me to keep her inside, so I'm just gonna have to let her be. Krista is reconstructing that fence, and already it just looks so much heftier and so much stronger and so much better for their defenses. And we are on day 20. I'm not sure what day we sent out our job offer. We have 1 day and 1 hour remaining on the job offer, and we haven't heard back from anybody. That's a little bit of a letdown. We might have to post another offer again. It might be the condition of our base. That might be a real put off to anybody that's considering working here. I don't know how well they know our situation before they agree to work here. It seems kind of telling that we posted 2 job offers with our shanty shack and nobody has responded. It's almost as if they know. Krista, I'm gonna ask her to plant this field. She is very unrelaxed, and I'm sure that has everything to do with the toxic ash storm. But what can you do about that? I think I kind of want to create a couple more of these. They might not always be coming around from the lakeside. They might be coming from the top side. And we do have this balloon made. We might as well take a look around and see what our options are. We have the shooting star, the call source, and explore. But I kind of wanted to check this out. We have to refuel. So let's go ahead and have Paulette fuel this. So we're going to send Katina or Paulette. I think Katina, since I want her to be doing all the backup research for Krista when Krista's too busy. So we're gonna send Katina on the expedition. So call source, send, and we'll see how that turns out. And let's make sure the dogs are fed. They are, that's good. You know what we haven't harvested are these T-balls, and I feel like we should be harvesting these. So let's do that. Have we researched this branch cacti? We have not, and that is such a waste because this is really good for trade. Like these are really, really good for trade. We need to get on that. I can't believe I've wasted such an opportunity to observe this and start harvesting it. So let's do that immediately. You know what else? I think we may not have even observed this yet. We haven't. There's a lot we haven't observed yet. But now that we know what branch cacti is, let's harvest it because that could be really beneficial. So let's do that. Branch cacti creates cactus slime, and this is gold when it comes to trade. So we want a lot of this. Here we go. The call intensified when I reach the source. Go there immediately. We're gonna do that. And I found a circle of small rocks around an effigy made from rusty scrap. The thing in the middle was an uncanny sight, but didn't give off a bad vibe. Let's hope you don't regret this. Expedition complete. As I got near it, it sprang to life and clung its arm around me, locking a tight grip and piercing the metal parts. I struggled to get away and it spoke. Told me of a mystic who visited this planet on his journey to find knowledge and enlightenment. Upon departing, he decided to leave behind a piece of his consciousness and wrote a diary and built the effigy. Krista has max intelligence, which is excellent. We are definitely going to take advantage of that. We are going to butcher this since it fell on our traps. I told you this is going to be like an automated source of food for our dogs the more these animals wander onto our traps. This one, not so much. The bloated insect, we're not feeding that to the dogs, but this guy we will. All right, so did she haul the meat? No. For whatever reason, they just keep not doing that. I think because they don't have hunting on their priority list, and Katina does, which is the only reason why Katina is hauling the meats when the other two are not. Thick smoke, a thick column of smoke is rising nearby. I'm very curious if we can obtain new people this way, so we're gonna try. I don't think so. I think the only way to obtain characters in this play mode is to hire them, but we'll take a look. We'll cross our fingers and hope so, because that would be really nice. First things first, we're going to have to refuel the balloon. Oh, which is not back yet. Katina is still on an expedition. We have finished researching the wooden fortifications, so we are now able to build much better fortifications. We're actually kind of behind in our construction of a more permanent base, and I'm going to get onto that soon. I set out some goals, some to-dos, and I'm really trying to stay focused on that instead of being torn in every direction. So bear with me. I know that you guys are probably a little tired of looking at this pitiful shack of a home, but we will build something magnificent because I'm going to focus. We will give it our all. Katina is back. I'm gonna have her refuel. I then would like to send, I guess, Krista to check out the thick smoke and research antibiotic production. We have a lot of production that we're not using yet. I think, whoa, that just scared the crap out of me. That meteor rain fell so close right after Krista took off. I hope her balloon is fine. Yes, focusing. Production. We are looking at what we can produce. So we're going to stick this here, and then we're also going to pull up a fermentation barrel. We'll do wood, and we'll do 2 of them here and continue playing. And I'm kind of wondering, how does our graveyard look? So we do have some juvenile glitter caps here, but once they are all beautiful and glowing, I think it's going to look super nice. I almost feel like we could pave to look a little bit different, but would it necessarily look better? I don't know. Let's try it, and hopefully it's gonna look good and not stupid. Expedition update. Thick smoke came across an unlikely sight, a bloodied person burning corpses. I can see both human and animal remain there. Yeah, weird encounter. Kind of useless to us. Man, we did not get any bids, so we're gonna post another job offer, and we'll see what they say this time. She is scavenging, and I don't think we really need scrap metal right now, so I'm gonna kind of move that down on her list to like a 3. Of course, I might change my mind once this is constructed and we can start smelting metals, but yeah, for right now, this is fine. And also, if I didn't move scavenging down, she wouldn't be harvesting, so this worked out. I have no idea where Krista's running off to. She's about to construct something, and she's running way out here to do it. She obviously wants something that's out here. The cloth. She wants the cloth. And with that extra hand, all these animals I'm setting to butcher would be getting butchered. It wouldn't be this issue that I'm having with having to find and then haul all of this stuff manually. And I'm gonna go ahead and start laying the foundation for our more permanent home. So housing, flooring. I'm gonna build our foundation out of stone, and we are going to make this, sure, a 16 by 8, and we'll rotate this. And then the house we're gonna build out of wood. And there's 2 different types of wood now. We have wood and we have plank wood. Because it's newer, I'm gonna try the plank wood just because it sounds fun to do something different. Actually, you know what? Cancel. Because I want the front door facing the water. That's why I'm canceling the stairs. So we're gonna put them on this side. Stone stairs, rotate, and let's do 7. We'll do that there, which should put us kind of center. I'm gonna cancel it one more time because I kind of do want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna do this like patio. Yeah, I want to make sure that height-wise it matches. Okay, so now stairs, 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 housing, stairs, and we're gonna do wooden stairs because I went ahead and built a wooden platform. Trade ship and newborn dog. Okay, hold on. One thing at a time. Newborn dog. Hello, let's check out our puppy. Look at that dog. He's so cute. So cute, so cute, so cute. We have to name him. Oh, of course, we're gonna make him trainable. Colors of the rainbow are Roy G. Biv, right? So red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I'm gonna name this one Bluey. And yeah, so there we go. Bluey is a small male dog and obviously a mutt between these two breeds. Yeah, okay, cool. Looks like it's super cold because I'm seeing frost right now on this stone. So I'm thinking it's really cold outside, and it is. It's 25 degrees. We need to start thinking about keeping everybody nice and toasty. And for that, I'm gonna ask her to refuel this and then do some research so we can keep her warm. She is mining and she's probably gonna be freezing her tush off. Anything above 21 though is good for her, and she's currently at 45, she's fine. But we're about to not be because we have 16 new aggressive animals, and that's not a large number, but we're still looking at pretty small defenses. So new insect nest, hang on. We have a nest. That nest is kind of line of sight. It's like right here. It's behind this rock formation here. But what else was on my notification queue? We also have a trade ship. So let's take a look here and see what we can agree to trade. First of all, I'm gonna trade absolutely all of this insect meat because it's totally going to waste. And then silicone, I'm just gonna go ahead and trade that now. We don't have a lot of material worth trading for the time being, so what we do have, I'm just gonna go ahead and give them. We have a lot of grain, so I'm gonna give them quite a lot of this because we're growing more. So I'm gonna bring us down to, say, 60, and then we're of course gonna harvest more here soon. Glitter caps, I'll give them all of that as well. That's gonna put us at 13K, and I'm gonna have her go ahead and start loading it now before we start using the resources that I'm offering to sell. So we'll see what happens. A teeny tiny baby puppy is out here. I would like to lead this dog. Yeah, let's lead them here. So you're cooking. How about we have you lead Bluey inside the fence? I think that's a good use of our time. Hopefully keep Bluey away from harm. Okay, where is Krista? She's loading the pod, that's right. And she's gonna go all the way out here to do it. What is this? A Great Dane, hold on. There's another dog. And she could be taming this dog. We're gonna tame this dog. And Katina can load the pod then. So that Krista can do some taming. We're about to have our fourth dog. We are about to run like a dog farm. Man, this is, but once they're all tamed, we're gonna have ourselves like an army of dogs, which isn't bad. Especially considering these ladies could really use the help. And help does not seem to be coming when we are posting these job offers. So taming dogs is like the next best thing, right? These are our options, folks. Work with me here. Krista is taming the dog. She's gonna come all the way back here to get the dried meat though to do the taming. So is Bluey inside? Bluey is not inside. Greenie is inside. Red is out here. Bluey is still standing out here for some reason. I'm going to lead Bluey here, and we are under animal attack, which is not great. Lead. I just gotta be able to click these buttons just right. Where is she going? She's going to lead Bluey. And I'm gonna look at where these animals are coming from. They're coming from way out here. Krista needs to draft and come inside here. Paulette is leading the dog. I'll allow her to do that, but then we need Katina to draft and come inside here. Interrupted taming. We still want to tame this dog though. It's behind the T-Bell orchard. And she is still trying. It does look like, okay, so this is news. It looks like Krista is shooting over. Don't you dare attack that dog. Run the other way, puppy. And she needs to go fight from the inside, it looks like. Yay, Bluey finally made it inside. Only to come over here to help with the fighting. So Krista is always getting the most hurt. Oh no, our dog. And it looks like the attack is over. So what I'm gonna do, undraft her and have her heal Bluey. No, wait. Psych, we're gonna have her wait for treatment because she is not equipped to do any healing, but Paulette is. So she's gonna heal Bluey. Katina is gonna heal herself and then she can heal Krista. Our poor baby puppy got caught in this battle. Bite treated dog as well. Other dog as well, where is? This is our third, and it looks like Red as well. We are going to tame this Great Dane, and we're gonna have Krista do the taming. She's the only one that can. She's still the only one with farming 3. So I think Paulette's at 2. Nope, still farming 1. Farming 2 for Katina, so we'll get her up pretty soon. All right, taming is in progress. Switch the camera angle. Please work. Krista is out here freezing her tush off. Taming succeeded. Good, good, good. So now we have ourselves another dog. And we're gonna have a field full of cloth blossom ready for harvest here in no time. Continue loading the trade ship, please, because we're running out of time on that. It should also help Krista increase her farming skill, which will mean, again, we'll go back to being able to train the dogs to that next level. Burning cruise vessel. A heavily burning small cruise ship crashed near the horizon. Maybe somebody survived, or there's worse something salvaging. Okay, so we will do that. We will check that out. Krista reached farming 4. That means we're going to be able to train these dogs up even better. Also, we need more beds. This is clearly a sign that we need more dog beds. I'm going to assign this owner. This one can be yellow, just so that hopefully yellow will come in on their own. We're not going to need to lead them back to here. If they have a bed, hopefully they'll know to come to it. And then we're going to make one more of these. And we'll stick it in front of the truck and make that Bluey's bed. Just looking at our animal list, though, we have 3 types of dog, which I think that's all 3 kinds that come in this game. So we have these 3 types, and then we have Bluey, who is the spawn of red. Well, by the way, yellow, what gender of dog is yellow? This is Greenie. I don't think yellow's made it back to camp yet. Another 14 hungry pests, because of course there are, but at least these ones are hungry pest, not aggro pest, because there is a difference. The aggressive ones seem to always attack, whereas the hungry ones will just attack your fields and any supplies that you have out, like they're doing right now, because they're attacking these unstored hay bales. So I'm gonna set her to harvest these. I'm gonna have her harvest these so that hopefully we can harvest them before they attack them and we'll get something out of this crop. But yeah, if they can just eat and then go on their merry way without us having an altercation, that would be the best, because then we don't have to worry about getting into another fight, especially since our defenses are not completely repaired from the last fight. Starving animal, no, it looks like we're gonna have to lead this dog back after all, because for whatever reason, it's just not making the trip on its own. So we're gonna leave this dog right back here. So we made 13,000 off of that trade deal. I'm going to ask that at some point unload that and put it in the safe. Our job post, it looks like it has 20 hours left for somebody to reply, and they just really haven't. We're really on an island to ourselves here at this point. Nobody seems to want to help us. We could be fermenting antibodies though, so we're gonna do fermentation barrel of 200 antibody, and we'll just do the same thing with this. New resource cactus slime, that's what we're talking about. So that is gonna be valuable for trade deals as well, and I'm pretty sure we could craft something with it. I just don't know what. But I also don't think we need to. I think selling it in its natural state is fine. Red, Greenie, Bluey here, and Krista still bringing in yellow. Katina is working on transporting this new resource, which is great. We are looking at 2 risks of meltdown. We have Paulette here who's crushingly unhappy and just needs to eat. Maybe we can have her cook something to eat if that seems to be her issue. And that does seem to be the issue. We are officially out of emergency rations. That is all she wrote, folks. So now we need to be making sure that they keep up on the cooking so that they have things to eat. Yellow has officially made it back to base, which means now we are no longer going to be looking at a starving dog because he is now eating. Starving dog crisis averted. Oh crap, I absolutely did want to go out here and check out that crashed burning ship, which it looks like is no longer on our radar. It would have been nice to see if we could receive new crew members that way. It is 20 degrees outside, which is extremely cold. It looks like inside it is 19 degrees, and if you're sitting right next to the fire, like Krista is, it's 34 degrees. But it's of course gonna get colder as you go further back, which means poor Krista right now is freezing her tush off at 18 degrees inside with a meager 16 just on the other side of that metal wall. So we're gonna try to get Krista to do research when she wakes up so we can keep her closer to the fire and hopefully warmer. Yeah, see, Krista is experiencing hypothermia, which is why I definitely want her standing next to the fire so we can try to stave that off. And the fire is making this spot that she's currently occupying at 35 degrees, 17 everywhere else outdoors. So yeah, them being close to the fire like this is certainly ideal. And we researched pickling, which means I can come over here and turn this one into a pickling barrel. And this could officially be smelting alloys. We will go up to 200. Our dogs are so freaking cute. I love having our little horde of dogs. It's just nice. And then there's this guy out here, Bluey. They all need trained, Krista. A training regiment, even though you're exhausted. Oh no, disease, brain parasites. And of course, it's Katina. Try and heal herself and then off to bed. And hopefully she survives it. We do have like just so much stuff just scattered about where it doesn't belong. It is a hot mess here, folks. But at least those hungry pests are gone, so we can resume our building over here. I'm gonna bring the roof down just so we can do a little planning here. Let's look at house doors. And since we have the plank wood, we're gonna put a plank wood door here. And then windows, I kind of want to do just some really tall windows on either side of it, because I think that'll be really pretty, especially facing the water. I think that's just where you want to have that beautiful view. And then we're going to divide the house in half. So let's go back into our build mode, grab a wall, grab the plank wall. I'm going to go up 4 tiles and we're going to cut it straight across. And then since we did 16, we can do rooms that are size 4 each. There's that one. We'll do another wall, 4 tiles across. And wait, why? We were missing that one, but we'll put it back. There we go. And let's just do this one more time. Same material. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll give us 4 rooms of 4. We just gotta add some doors. So let's do that. Kind of like the idea of awful heat insulation for doors because it genuinely just helps to try and insulate across as best as we can, really. And let's see what that gives us. Right, and I think a fireplace would be good here. And the reason why I'm putting it here is because I want to put the kitchen stove on the other side. So let's go into production, cook stove, rotate this way. And that way our 2 chimneys will kind of come up in the same spot when our roof is fully built. We're gonna have this beautiful pop out here in the front with this patio. And I guess we're gonna need flooring. Not that we're there yet, that we would even need flooring, but we're gonna add some. Housing, flooring, definitely doing ceramic tiles in the kitchen for sure. So we're gonna do that to here. We'll come back to the rest of this. And nobody wants to work for us. Like, this is crazy. We've posted 3 job offers now and we've had 0 hits whatsoever. I think we're gonna have to erect the house first before we're going to post another offer, because I think the lack of having a living facility is probably what's deterring people from responding to this. I think maybe once we've constructed that, then maybe we'll see some feedback. Okay. Paula is coming back to eat. When she's done eating, I'm gonna ask her to handle these traps. And the dogs are still fed. Yeah, they're still fed, that's good. And now Paulette's off to sleep. Katina is well rested. And Krista as well. It looks like she's heading back out here to appreciate the dog statue. They go all the way to the graveyard for that, so that's a little bit of a hike I did not mean for them to be making just to look at the statue, but here we are. We have a pregnant animal. Our dog Red is pregnant again. We're about to have more puppies. Red is currently our only female dog. And she is now pregnant again. So we're about to have another puppy, which I'm not gonna say no to. Our family is growing way faster and way larger than I had expected. And Katina, let's harvest some grain since we seem to need more grain. Yeah, we're a little shy on grain at the moment, which is sort of important since that's our whole diet. We need more grain. Krista is apparently working through the night and through the rain to build this house. She is on it. She wants this done, and who could blame her? I do think what I want to do for the flooring, at least in the bedrooms, is use carpet. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and that'll help us avoid that cave dweller debuff. So we want to make sure that we are actually carpeting the floors. I do kind of want to try, though, for the main living space to do a different flooring type. We're gonna do skin bark in here. We're gonna make it interesting. And yeah, we're gonna go to there with the skin bark. Insufficient materials. We're gonna have to harvest a lot more though. But this is going to be a very grand, very beautiful place to live once all is said and done. And I do think we should add a few more windows. Let's do these windows. They're great for insulation. Because we can close them and keep it tempered inside the way we want it to, but we can also open them if they need like a little bit of air. Animal flu and already healed before I could even get there because Katina is amazing, and went ahead and healed our sweet dog Yellow. The animal food trough probably needs refilled because we've been playing in 3-speed. I'm gonna bring Paulette over here to do that and make sure they stay fed. I promised I would, so we're going to. We're gonna take good care of our animals. And yes, there's food in the trough. Good, good, good. Krista, I could really use a level 4 farming for her, so when she wakes up I'm gonna have her harvest this grain. And Katina, a level 3 wouldn't hurt, so I'm gonna have her harvest these when she wakes up as well. Paulette is probably not ready, to plant cloth blossom, so maybe instead, it would also just be interesting to let Paula get up to what she's gonna get up to, because I could really use, more timber. 2 with hypothermia, Krista Yule out here. The temperature is rising though, so she'll be fine in a few minutes. Katina, who is having a meal and needs to refuel. I'm just shocked that this keeps going out. Like, why is this a reoccurring issue? Why doesn't this stay lit? That's interesting. We must have harvested these. I should put them to not harvest, but yes, to plant. These are purely aesthetic. We're not meant to harvest them. Oops, somebody did. And then I would like to actually put a shrimp torch up here. And I wonder if we could even do 2. I think so. I mean, come on, another dog? We have another dog out here? Okay, I need a point of reference. I mean, again, directly behind the T-ball orchard. So we do need to dry some meats. But all of this is for the sake of taming yet another dog. It is really taking her a long time to bring down this poor thing, this poor Dromeda. We are looking at aggressive animals, which means they will at some point attack, which that some point is now. We are going to have to bring Katina in instead of hauling those hides. And we're gonna have to bring in Krista. Hope the dogs know better and will run. And I haven't saved in a long time. Let's save and keep an eye on Paulette, because these things might intercept her. So we're still trying to aggro them around to this side and get them stuck on traps. And Paulette so far hasn't drawn too much attention to herself in the direction she's headed or coming from, because she's just so far away. I don't think they really realize she's out there. I am loving that they are shooting over the fence though. Hang on a minute, we have ourselves a real issue. Come on, Bluey, why are you out here among so many? I mean, Greenie's out here helping Bluey, but it's not 1 and 2. Maybe they can handle it. Okay, maybe they can handle it together. So Greenie and Bluey are doing all right. Where are the others? Red and yellow over here. Paulette is still hauling. Krista needs to hunt this down. It is the last one. Katina, come on, heal Bluey. This thing is really just not gonna last, even though I've undrafted everybody. So that's that. We do have a couple destroyed structures, but those are not our primary concern right now. Katina is healing the dogs, who seem to be certainly earning their keep. They jumped into that fight and handled their own, and none of the humans were injured this round, which is really, really great. So having an army of dogs is working out better than I realistically expected. Really excited about that, really happy about that. I guess if no human beings want to come down here and help us run this ranch, we at least have our dogs, and they are worth their weight in gold at this point. We're gonna wrap up this video right here. That said, I do anticipate once we build the house in totality that we are gonna finally get another human being to come help the girls out. So come back for the next round to see if that actually works, and I look forward to seeing you there. Make sure if you liked this video to hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe, because I am making more Stranded Alien Dawn content on this channel all the time. And I will see you next time. Bye.